Darren, what is to prevent active measures of censorship in 2024? I think what we need to do, and this is my advice to the senators, is they need to now subpoena these agency officials and get them on the record that they're following the court order, because they're going to defy it, because there's some workarounds, Darren. Did you notice the workarounds? It was a good ruling, but he said, oh, for national security. Hey, Darren, they're just going to say that we're terrorists and they'll be able to continue to censor us. Your thoughts, Darren Beattie?
Well, yes, there were multiple workarounds and loopholes that really are inconsistent with the charges that serve as the basis for the injunction in the first place. You know, the Hunter Biden laptop issue was censored on the pretext of national security, effectively, of foreign disinformation, of foreign election operation, and that's one of the carve-outs for a legitimate reason that the government would communicate with, lean on social media company for the purpose of censorship. So they're already abusing the notion of national security. I think just throw it all out. We know that they're not protecting legitimate national security interests. So just take that off the table completely. Don't even leave that open as a loophole, because they've already proven that they're not sufficiently responsible to stick within the actual purview of legitimate national security interests. It's simply a concept that they can abuse in order to censor Americans. That's been proven time and time again. Another interesting loophole was specifically foreign election interference, which again is the three pillars that they mentioned in this election integrity partnership thing. They featured, I mentioned, they featured Revolver News' coverage prominently. They tried to associate with us with, Russian misinformation. That's already something that's been abused and was detailed very thoroughly in the memo itself. And then finally, I have to say, one thing it says, for things that are illegal in relation to election interference. Well, what's illegal these days? Well, what's illegal these days is memes mocking Hillary Clinton. We just had an American citizen who was found guilty for election memes mocking Hillary Clinton for disinformation. And so the loopholes, it seems to me, I wanted to be positive at the beginning because we have so few opportunities to be positive. But you're absolutely right about these loopholes, is that when you look carefully at the loopholes, each single loophole was already the basis of pretextual abuse that enabled the violations that serve as the reason for the injunction in the first place. So there has to be, some other measure, because they could simply say, we're complying with the injunction, and do the same thing they've always done, invoke national security, invoke election interference, the same things that they did with the Hunter laptop, same things they did with COVID, same thing they did with the 2020 election. So the ruling is imperfect. It's subject to abuse and circumvention. Nonetheless, I will maintain that it is a substantial step in the positive direction. One final point I'd say on the fight. This has always been a principle that I think has made our reporting at revolver.news effective. Attach a specific person or specific persons to the problem. This isn't simply an institutional issue. It's an issue of specific people that we can target. One of them is notorious. Her name is Renee DiResta, and she has a decorated resume in terms of being involved in the dirtiest operations imaginable. And just to give you a sense of the type of person who makes a career out of censoring Americans for so-called disinformation, this woman was involved in an organization that set up fake Russian accounts. Those fake Russian accounts supported Roy Moore, who was a candidate in the Alabama election, and they used the support of the fake accounts that they were controlling as the basis to say that Roy Moore was supported by Russia.
That is the cyber equivalent of the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping case. She's getting kidnapped by federal agents that we're funding. Wait, what?